Hi parents, do you hear your children always say, you don't understand me? Or do you have this problem wanting to have a proper conversation with your children but ended up raising your voice? If your answer is yes, then you will love this episode because my guest here today will be sharing you some tips on how to help you deal with this problem. Hi, my name is Joy and welcome to the latest episode of Cooking with Joy. And in this episode, we will be cooking braised chicken wing. And welcome my guest here today, Lee.
Thanks, Joy, for having me. I'm super excited.
Yeah. Lee is a coach who helps high-level executives increase their self-awareness, mindfulness, and gain deep behavioral insights so that they are able to lead and manage their team and stakeholders well. And very interestingly, these executives have also applied this technique in their home and saw changes in their relationship with their children at home. Yeah, Lynn, can you share with us what are some of your students' experience in their home after applying the techniques you taught them during your coaching session with them?
One of the first things that they notice is this massive increase in self-awareness. And self-awareness in parenting is very useful because we're able to sort of step back and not get sucked in, right? And be able to better understand and assess the needs of our children in that moment. So for example, I had a coach student and he is a high-level manager in a government agency. Tech agency, so very logical, very intelligent, very structured thinker. And when he learned, he picked up the coaching skills, he went home and he said now when his daughter comes to him in an escalated state, right, he will do one thing first. He said, whatever I do, I just ask this first question, how do you feel right now? But he's found that it has helped him to step back and like I said just now, like really kind of hear what she needs instead of straight away kind of solutionizing for her. I had another coach student, he found that when he would teach his children math, he would do it the way that he would like, which is he'll do the sum for them. But he found that over time, they grew reliance on him. So he started to use coaching skills instead to coach them in how to think and arrive at their own answer. And he was very pleased with the outcome. After a while, he found that they stopped, they were able to be more independent.
Amazing. Just this week, okay, we don't talk about the past, just this week, right? My elder son had a meltdown when doing his homework. His handwriting was terrible, it was floating. So when I asked him what happened, then he looked at me and said, I don't want to talk to you yet. So seriously, at that point in time, I wasn't very angry, but I was like feeling very helpless because I don't know how to manage him. So I really want to learn from you what are the tips to actually handle. I briefly applied it, because we had some conversation earlier on. I briefly applied it, but of course, everybody wants to know how you actually do it. But before we go through that, what are the techniques and the tips, right? Maybe let us look at the ingredient today. If not, we can keep on talking and then nothing is being cooked today.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. So let's take a look at the ingredient today.
Okay, what do we have?
Okay, we have the chicken and sesame oil, garlic, brown sugar. We have the dark soy sauce, star anise together with the cinnamon quills, light soy sauce, white pepper, spring onion, Shaoxing wine, and some water. Okay, shall we start cooking?
Yes.
Alright.
Smells so good.
Okay, so it's very easy. We just follow the screen itself. Okay. Start cooking. So we have the sesame oil.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Sesame oil.
And we have the brown sugar.
Okay, brown sugar. Okay, garlic. There you go. Also love garlic. But my husband does not like it when I eat garlic.
Okay, so we will put cover and the cinnamon basket on top. That's next. So everything is already preset. You just have to turn. Yep. Alright.
Wow.
So Lynn, can you share with us what are the techniques that you have mentioned earlier?
Okay, so we start with the mindset piece first, because if the mindset is effective, that's half the battle won. So parenting traditionally is quite top-down, don't you think?
Of course, my generation, right? My mom will tell me that, 我吃盐啊比你吃米的多, and then he'll say that I know better. Don't tell me what you think.
Yeah. And because I know better, so you should listen to me, right? But because of that, sometimes there might be quite a lot of assumptions that we impose on our children.
Yeah.
So common examples are like when they don't do what we want them to do, like they don't finish their homework, they don't finish their food, they don't turn off the iPad like now. We could then go into a conclusion that, oh, you're not listening to me, I told you so many times.
Yeah, we just jump in and say, why are you not doing this?
Yeah.
Why cannot finish?
I'm not disciplined.
Yeah.
Why are you so slow? So we put all these labels on them, like unconsciously, right? But then we fail to realize that maybe, you know, in that moment they're having a learning, like they're also learning to maybe listen to their body, and the food doesn't really sit very well with them.
Kids, sometimes you just need them to actually, you know, have the space to, you know, really tell you what they feel.
Yes, yeah.
So I also see that some of the point, you know, some of the times when, you know, some of the kids right now, they don't really want to say out how they feel. You know, they end up saying that, I don't even want to tell you, because if I tell you, right, you won't understand. And then they end up, you know, maybe they'll find somewhere, you know, some people that is out of the family to share what they feel.
Yeah. So children need that kind of space to learn about themselves, to learn how to regulate and sort through their emotions. And if we instead saw ourselves as educators or learning partners, it would change the whole way. You know, we become like E.T., you know, in this journey, instead of like, I've been there, I've done that, you know, you don't come and, so that's kind of the first mindset piece. Ask you, do you know our prefrontal cortex, so this part of the brain? Do you know at what age it fully develops?
Primary school?
Primary school. Accelerated. No, actually, it only develops fully develops when we're 25 years old.
Wow,
25 years old.
25? That's about uni stage.
Yes. So the prefrontal cortex is it controls things like the cognitive functions, reasoning, comprehension, perseverance, problem solving. Things which all these traits which we don't see in our children. Sometimes I also don't see those in adults lah.
Yeah, still developing.
And what that means is to expect some level of irrationality. And it's not that they're just trying to be naughty, but it really is because they are still developing. So we need to play that role to help them learn about themselves.
Wow. So that is a mindset change, the shift first. So then from there, then we can do the 3 application.
Yes.
All right. So before we do that, maybe we continue to cook first, okay? If not, my chicken will be here for the whole time. Yeah? So on to our next step. So same thing, follow the screen. So next.
Okay, we got the star anise. White pepper, there you go. I'm very useful, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, light soya sauce.
Okay, you pour it in.
Alright.
Woo!
Dark soya sauce. Okay, frankly, I've never known the difference between these two. Water. Okay, let me.
It's already 500.
There you go. So this is 500 grams.
Cinnamon
stick.
Yeah. Okay. So wine.
And then last, spring onions. I love spring onions, but I know some people who really, really hate spring onions. Can't stand the taste of it.
Then that's it. It's already all set and for another 5 minutes. So while it cooks, Lim, maybe you can share with us what are the techniques that your students apply in their home and how we can apply it.
Okay, so they're actually just very simple lah, not so easy lah. Okay, simple techniques. The first one is step back. The second one is to ask a question or ask questions. And the third one is listening. Okay, so the first one, step back. So this is about creating distance without losing connection. So you don't want to do something like, I don't want to talk to you now. Both parent and child will feel hurt, right? So we want to say, okay, I get that you're angry right now, or I get that you really want the ice cream, or okay, I know that you find it really unfair, like why not let's take a time out? Or do you want to get a snack first before we continue, right? Or okay, let me think about the idea while I go and shower and I'll come back to you. Okay, so let them know that they're being hurt. Like, so that's the connection part. With very young children, I see doctors use that technique all the time. When you bring them to get their physical examination, they'll use toys, right, to distract them. So it's to create that distance. But a really important thing here to remember is that an escalated child cannot be calmed down by an escalated adult.
Remember just her I mentioned that my elder son had a meltdown, okay, while doing homework. So I'm trying to apply this, okay. I was saying that, I was feeling a bit helpless. So I tell him, okay, Asher, it's okay. When you're ready to talk, maybe you come to my room, then we talk about it. And then I think this helped me to prevent myself to have this very escalated emotion that comes. I really agree with you. By telling him that, right, I'm not actually ignoring you, but I think we acknowledge that we need the individual space to cool down first. Alright, before we go further, my chicken very cool down already, okay? I think very lonely chicken, he have been like sitting down there. Okay, let's go for the next step. So we need to put in the chicken.
Well, you're very demure, like you're very gentle, or just like...
Okay, no, then the whole thing will come out. Yeah.
I'm a chicken fan though, I love...
Really? Okay, so we are done with the chicken. So, same thing with the cover back. And then, this is the last step already. Okay. 12 minutes. Yeah. Alright, let's continue our conversation.
But I think you did a great job there, Joy, being a role model for your son, because that's how he's going to learn, and he'll do the same thing in the future. The second step is to ask questions. Asking questions help us to remove ourselves from the situation. Sometimes it gets very difficult for us parents to fulfill our role when we're emotionally sucked into the situation and your blood is boiling. So simple questions like, what do you need right now? Why do you say that? What are you thinking? What exactly is making you upset? Can you tell me what happened? Right? How did it end up this way? And of course, doing it with empathy and not interrogation, not an interrogative tone. The key thing here is you want to get as much information about what's going on in their world, in their little minds.
Yeah, so I did that. So when Asher came to the room, I sat down and I said, Asher, maybe you want to share with me why do you want to write in that kind of manner, your handwriting is such. So he started to share with me that he feel that he wanted to rest, then he feel that he felt trapped, that he needed to finish the homework, on time. Then strangely when I heard that, right, from being, I feel like if I didn't ask, I might be angry. But when I heard that, right, I was like, the empathy came in. Then I tell him, why don't we start to learn how to manage our time? Know how to segment it such that you are restful and then well rested, and then you still have time to study.
So you did step 3, and then what comes after that? So step 3 is listen, not hear, but really listen. And again, we want to model listening and considering, because they will watch and learn this from us. If you find that your children don't listen to you, maybe it's a reflection that they don't feel listened to by you. And even if you think you're listening, maybe you don't do it, or we don't do it in a way that they can see. So for example, we could be listening to their problem, but our adult minds are like kind of thinking a few steps ahead, right? And then we respond to them from a few steps ahead. But what they're hearing, what they are receiving is, how come you're not understanding me? Or we like to multitask, doing things and we're nagging them at the same time, and then after we nag them, we realize, how come you didn't listen to me again? You see, right? But children are very, they live in the present time. They really throw themselves into the things that they do. So sometimes they don't hear us, not because they don't want to hear us, but because they're very absorbed in what they do. So it requires that we are fully present with them, like, hey, or eye contact, kneel down, or I think like what you did.
Kneel down, yeah. Sometimes when you're outside, right, you're not seated, you really come down to their level, especially for toddlers.
It calms them down straight away. So show that you're listening and that you're there for them. Now, after you have heard what they have to say, then you respond in any way that you feel is appropriate. So in your case, you talk to him about time management, right? Yeah, so that's educating. It could be to educate, it could be to set boundaries or set expectations. Sometimes it could be just to show some empathy or cheer them up.
Well, I really love today's session on how we should reset our mindset, before we talk about our children. Not always thinking that we are the parents and then we should come down, to them as I'm a parent, you should listen to me. And when it comes to conflict, there's a simple 3 steps, right? The first step is
put the sesame oil. Step back.
Step back, and then the second one, ask questions,
Yes.
and then the third one is to listen. So if today you find that Lynn's sharing is very, very insightful and very, very useful for you, I have a great thing to share with you that she is giving out her ebook called the Coaching Skills for Effective Parenting, Strategies for Empowering Your Children and Strengthening Your Relationship. Simply comment the word coach in the comment section below. Or you can visit our IG reel link in the description below and comment that too. I will send you this amazing ebook by Lynn, and I'm sure you'll find this book useful for you and your family. Alright, the dish is done. Alright, let's dish it out, okay?
Can't wait. Oh, wow, this looks, this will go so good with rice. Really good. I wish all of you could smell this. Do you do this for all your home dishes?
No. Yeah.
My children will just throw it away anyway.
Alright, thank you Lynn for joining us in our Cooking with Joy today. And just a recap, today's dish is braised chicken wing, and it's also called 卤鸡汁. I hope that you will like this dish.
I'm inspired to cook this for my kids. I know they will love it with rice.
Yeah, don't try it at home.
Yes.
Right? This is Joy from Property Mom, and this is Lynn, and we will
See you
see you
soon.
soon. Bye!